Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. If you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. Do one thing every day that scares you. Great things never come from comfort zone. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Success is outside of your comfort zone. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. The more you do, the more you realize you can do. Courage is like a muscle. It is strengthened by use. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. Progress always involves risk. You can't steal second base and keep your foot on first. Leap and the net will appear. If you don't challenge yourself, you will never realize what you can become. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. The magic happens outside of your comfort zone. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Fear is the brain's way of saying that there is something important for you to overcome. Life is a daring adventure or nothing. I can't think of anything that excites a greater sense of childlike wonder than to be in a country where you are ignorant of almost everything. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail, and both are equally important. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. The only thing that is stopping you from where you are to where you want to go is your comfort zone. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Life is short. Don't be lazy. Dreams can become a reality when we possess a vision, a plan, and the courage to chase them vigorously. The best way to predict your future is to create it. The comfort zone is the great enemy to creativity. Moving beyond it necessitates intuition, which in turn configures new perspectives and conquers fears. The harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. Change begins at the end of your comfort zone. Adventure is worthwhile in itself. Success is not the result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire. To achieve greatness, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Success is not about how much you accomplish, but rather the courage to keep moving forward, no matter how much you fail. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. The only limits you have are the limits you believe. You can't discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. I want to see what happens if I don't give up. Success is stumbling from failure to failure, with no loss of enthusiasm. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Don't be afraid to give up the good and go for the great. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. The harder you fall, the higher you bounce. To step out of your comfort zone, you must step into your discomfort zone. Don't watch the clock. Do what it does. Keep going. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Life is short, and the world is wide. The only thing standing between you and your dream is the will to try and the belief that it is actually possible. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. You have to do the things you think you cannot do. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed, and there will be times when you fail, and both are equally important. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. I'm always doing things I can't do. That's how I get to do them. Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. You miss 100 of the shots you don't take. The biggest rewards come from biggest risks. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. Do not wait for leaders. Do it alone, person to person. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Don't be afraid of your fears. They're not there to scare you. They're there to let you know that something is worth it. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. It always seems impossible until it's done. The person who risks nothing does nothing, has nothing, is nothing, and becomes nothing. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Progress always involves risks. You can't steal second base. and keep your foot on first. Success is not in what you have, but who you become by stretching your limits. Every great achievement was once considered impossible. A ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, you will never realize what you can become. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading. The only way to predict your future is to create it. Dream big and dare to fail. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Take risks. If you win, you will be happy. If you lose, you will be wise. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. The comfort zone is the place where dreams go to die. Success comes to those who dare to dream, plan, and act. Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. The fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. Opportunity does not knock. It presents itself when you beat down the door. Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. When you let go of what you are, you become what you might be. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.